Hi, and welcome to Travel Base. It's Ghana's #1 travel show, bringing you the best of Ghana and beyond. By this time, I can imagine how travel junkies are feeling. Not being able to pack your bags, hop onto a plane, a bus, or train, or get on a cruise ship. All because of coronavirus pandemic and its associated lockdowns. Well, so far, 181 countries have confirmed cases and have taken some sort of measures to control its spread. Germany has 141,397 infected cases, recoveries 85,400, that's a whopping great number, and 4,352 deaths. On to Canada, confirmed cases are 31,927. For recoveries, there's 10,543, deaths 1,310. On Travel Base today, I'll be joined by two guests, two lovely ladies who are based in these affected countries, Canada and Germany, so they can share their country's experience so far with us. On Food Buzz with our roaming ambassador Meg Benson, she'll be bringing us some food safety and COVID-19 tips right here on Travel Base.
Happy weekend! Hello, this is the Roman Ambassador Meg Benson. I review food and places globally. I bring sunshine to you through food. Call me your food guide. COVID-19 and food safety. The rate of spread of this virus is serious. We need to stay safe, people. So, for some people who have no option but to depend on takeaway, food delivery, these are a few ways you can stay safe and be clear in your mind. Okay? We're going to talk about that today. So the question is coronavirus a concern with takeout? I did a little bit of reading online and I found something. Basically, the CDC, FDA, and USDA are not aware of any reports at this time that suggest COVID-19 can be transmitted by food or food packaging. Current evidence shows the biggest risk of transmission of COVID-19 is being around individuals who are symptomatic and to a lesser extent infected but not showing symptoms. Food businesses should be following employee health policies and health department recommendations to keep individuals home. What are the risks of takeout or drive-through food? There is no current indication that takeout or drive-through meals will increase illness. So this option is a good risk management choice, especially for high-risk and elderly groups because it helps maintain social distancing and reduces the number of touch points. So really, at this point in time, you are better off with takeaway or drive-through. That is, if you still want to order food, you're not up for cooking. We'll be talking more about takeaway options, drive-through in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Romy_ambassador. And let's keep our sunshine, let's keep our groove on, even in these gloomy times. And you may want to share with your neighbors if you have more than enough to go around. Have an amazing weekend. Stay home, stay safe, don't go out if you don't have anything to do, and stay healthy. Ciao.
On to my first guest is Williet Adamu, who's based in Germany. She's also a correspondent for us here at Travel Base. Hello, Williet.
This is Williet here reporting from Germany for Travel Base.
Okay, Williet, can you paint for us a picture of how things are looking like right now in Germany?
So I am currently standing at my window, and I would say to you that if you would throw a pin now in this city here in Saxon, then you would hear it everywhere because it's a ghost town. Okay, on my kitchen window, other people are working. So, for example, those who clean the street, those who have to do the day-to-day cleaning of the city or the country as a whole, I believe, because I'm seeing them here working, I think then they are still allowed to work, because most of such companies are private. They are privately owned, and yeah, they have to earn money in some way or the other. But on Friday, if I am correct, our Bundeskanzler, that's Angela Merkel, was on TV, and the caption stated boldly, "This is not a suggestion, is a rule or a law." So it means, although she was saying it in a very calm and quiet way, but they mean it serious. So we are not supposed to go out. So in general, in Germany, nobody is supposed to be seen in more than groups of 2. So if you have to visit a friend and you are a couple, then you will visit them one by one. That's how it is at the moment. Supermarkets are still open. They encourage places where people need the stuff to survive to remain open, but then they regulate the movement, how you go inside. So, for example, the shop I saw yesterday, I think River, they allow 70 people at a time. So you have to have a wagon. This will demarcate how far you can be from the other person, because you put your wagon then in front of you, and then you are walking going, and then there are signs everywhere that states how the distance you should hold from the next person. Some people are going extreme. They are panicking and don't want to go out. You see people on the street with gloves, with face mask. The cases being reported currently, I would say, I am not sure of the number. I don't want to say any kind of figure that might be wrong. But in my region, Saxon, I think they spoke about 16 also recorded, but the University Clinicum is working on that, and they're trying to quarantine people. For corporate words, everyone as of now, I think, is working from home. Yeah, I would say I have never seen so many cars parked on a day as I see today. Everybody is home, and the weather is good. Normally in winter you don't see people out, but when it's a Frühling or spring like this, you see much persons on the street. But currently you see nobody, and the weather is beautiful. Believe me, I always say in Germany, when the sun comes out, that's when you see how many people live in this country. But today it's like the Walking Dead. It's quiet. It's a dead city. Germany is quiet, but this is quiet, really quiet. There was a man on TV. He owns bake shops, and he was just pleading with everyone to still go to their local bakery and try to purchase, because in these times it's hard for people who are self-employed, because they have to fend for themselves and the workers that they have. So yeah, you should purchase from your local baker and try to support local businesses in your area with 1 or 2 purchases. And also, when you go to the supermarket, you can't no longer purchase toilet papers like when you're going crazy. They regulate it, so 1 for 1 family. That's it. I think in other supermarkets it's not the same, but in my local shop here called Edeka, it was very much regulated.
What's your daily routine like under lockdown? Share with us.
My daily routine hasn't changed much under this lockdown, because I had a baby 8 months ago, and here I do pretty much the same things. Wake up, clean, have breakfast, take care of him. We go for walks, though, because I live in a smaller city, and so it's not that complicated. But if I would be working, I work in the hospitality industry, and my hotel is very close to the airport, and so we have contact with people coming in and out every day. And so from what I heard from my boss and work, we are kind of on a partial lockdown. Few people are going there to keep the hotel running, because it's a big one, but apart from that, I think I would be home. Yeah, because I interact with customers. For my partner, he is still working, but from home, of course. He goes to work, that's to the office, once in every week to update their system and check. He also works at the airport, and he's an IT expert, so he updates iPods and stuff for the pilots. Why am I saying this into details is to tell you that he goes to work because he needs to keep flights in the air. So yeah, the flights or airplanes have to keep flying for their company to stay above water. So pretty much, yeah, that's our daily routine. He works in his room, his working room, for the whole day. He's on calls. He has to keep speaking, communicating with pilots. He can't go off, because when he goes off, something will go wrong. Like I said, he is into the technical department, so he needs to keep working.
Williard, what would you say are some lessons that you're learning around this time of this whole COVID-19 pandemic?
The lessons I have learned from this epidemic or whatever is happening now is to appreciate the little things that we have, you know. We used to come back from work tired, don't even want to go out. Or I particularly, after I had a baby recent, I was feeling a little bit too tired to go outside or just do normal things. But now I just wish this thing will be over so that I can go to the shopping malls and just hug everyone there, or go into every shop. That privilege that we had, we were just walking by people, and you know we kind of took all of those things for granted. Going out to buy ice from the Iceman, he used to come around in his truck and just blow the horn, so when you hear his horn, you run out and get ice. The last time he came, but since then I haven't seen him around. Just to go to a cafe, sit, invite a friend when you have a free day or a day off from work. Just sit in a cafe with a friend, in the restaurant, have breakfast, or even my annoying colleagues, just to walk by them. All those petty things that we thought were a burden to us, I have come to appreciate all of them. So the good and the bad, we all need one another to survive. Another thing also that I have learned is appreciate wherever you are in life, because this epidemic, not everyone is going through it lightly. The normal people, or we are all normal people, just that woman who has to go to the market to sell. Now there's nobody coming to the market to buy, or that hawker who's hawking something on the street. She can't no more do that. So everyone who has ever had contact with anyone physically to render services, I think we should all appreciate them, because no matter how annoying they were before or so, yeah, I have come to appreciate everyone.
What's your message to friends and family in Ghana, all around the world?
My message to friends and family in Ghana is to stay indoors. Like I said, it's hard for the person who needs people to survive. We all need people to survive, but direct contact, the market women especially. I'm always just about those people, those working in offices. And so for where I live, so in Germany, there's a rule, or like a brief law that they pass, so you get paid for this time that you're at home, so you get a full salary. So that's good for them. But that woman who has to go to the market, or the self-employed people, how are they going to pay their workers? They need the businesses to run to be able to do that. So I would say to you, although this is hard, please stay at home. Once you have life, you have hope. Because when you go out there and maybe you get caught trying to sell or trying to render a service, or probably no police officer or security personnel catch you, but then you catch the virus. Yeah, they say it's not a death sentence, but what's the possibility that you might recover? We don't know. I don't know. So when you go out there and get it, then you're dead and you can't work anymore to earn, or you can't spend the money that you were so in a hurry to earn. So stay at home. Once there is life, there is hope. It's hard, but please stay at home.
Thank you, Williard. Stay safe, and we'll catch up with you soon. On to my next guest is Victoria Joshua. We were in University of Ghana together. She's a good friend of mine. She's a Nigerian based in Canada now, and she shares her lockdown experience with us. Hello, Victoria.
Hi, Jennifer.
What's the feeling like amongst people in Canada?
I would say the initial time, the reaction was one of fear, and we had a lot of panic. So you could go to the stores and you will see like the house empty, and at a point they had to put up signs limiting the amount of items that people, each family would buy. And then you would hear people's conversation and you could see how scared they were. Like you had many cancellations of events, of community outreaches and things like that. And you listen to people at work and you could tell how scared they were. And even if we had people who had to go to work and offer essential services, I could tell that some of them were actually scared of leaving their houses. People didn't want to go out. But as time has gone on, people have gone from being so scared to just taking it and just being extra careful, knowing that they could prevent this thing from affecting them by practicing like social distancing and the washing of your hands and using of hand sanitizers. So now you have people just trying to live without the fear, but the initial time the opposite was the case. People were acting like it was literally the end of the world. And I'm just glad that right now you see more people on the road. Initially we had less people on the road, so now people have to be reminded constantly to stay at home. But you could have people just going out for walks. Right now I've seen people, because the weather is quite good, we don't really have snow falling right where I am. So the past couple of days it's been quite warm, so you have people just going out for walks, exercising, taking in the beautiful scenes and the fresh air. And I can't really tell the anxiety that was in the air the initial time. Yeah, you see a couple of people wearing face masks and hand gloves and just making sure that they are doing everything they can to reduce, the spread and lower the curve with respect to this pandemic.
For how long have you been in lockdown?
It started about the second week of March, so it's been about 5 weeks now we've been in the lockdown, and I think that explains why you see more people on the road now, because I guess people are tired of just staying indoors and just being shut out from the rest of the world, and they just want to come out and just see something new, see a couple of new faces, and maybe just enjoy the environment. And right now another thing is you have when you stockpile it reduces eventually, so you have more people going to the grocery stores, so you have like long queues at the grocery stores, but then they have social distancing put in place, so it takes a longer time to get groceries than it would usually take on a normal day.
Can you share with us what your daily routine is like? Or are you working from home?
My company is classified as essential, so provide essential services to the health sector and the food sector. So unfortunately, I would say, because sometimes I would want to just be home and not have to bother about going out, but I have to go out during the week, so my routine has basically not changed. The only thing that's changed is the fact that I can't go to church. Services are now online, so I get to spend my weekends at home with family, with my husband. And it's been quite interesting because we found ways to pass the time. Sometimes we could take short walks, sometimes we would play games or watch movies together. it's been a nice bonding time.
I really would like to hear from you what you'd have to say about what the effect of this pandemic has taught you as a person.
One major lesson that I'm learning this period is the fact that all the things that we think were so important to us are not so important anymore. Family is everything, because at the end of the day, I can't give a hug to my friends. I can't really give a hug to my next door neighbor, but I can give a hug to my husband, for example. Do so many things we take for granted. We take for granted good health, for example, and now we're threatened with that reality where we're at risk, and all we have is God to hope for safety. And sometimes we take the fact that we could wake up every day, go to sleep, we could breathe in, we could breathe out without restriction, without needing assistance, and we take it for granted. And I'm beginning to see that the major and most important things in life are actually stuff that money can buy: the gift of friendship, the gift of family, the gift of love. And even in this moment where the world seems to be upside down, I realized that you could either be that person that would amplify the negativity, or you could just be that person that would be like a shining light, like a hope. Everywhere is gloomy, the world is scared, but when people encounter you or see you from afar, what comes to their mind? Are you that person that just gives them one reason to smile and one reason to forget their fears and not be afraid? It's something I'm learning, that you can actually make a difference even in this time, in a very tiny way, in your own little way, by just being friendly, just still saying hi, and just giving someone out there a smile when you're on the road or on the bus. Someone like me that has to take the public transit to work, I know the challenges that I have to face every single day, but just being that person that someone, a stranger, could look at, and for just a moment they could forget that there's just something so serious that the world is going through right now.
What's your message to friends and family in Ghana, Nigeria?
The message I would want to pass to my friends and family at this time is don't just waste this time. There's always something that God would want to teach us at every season and at every point in time. And I believe that this time God is drawing us closer to Himself, and it's an opportunity to experience more of His love. But then I wouldn't downplay the importance of safe practices like social distancing, washing your hands frequently, and just avoid touching your face. I know it's quite difficult, some habits that we're used to, but then just being conscious to practice personal hygiene and all these things, and actually staying at home if you do not need to go out. Let the love of God shine through you, and don't allow fear to take over you. Make sure that in everything you're doing it out of the place, knowing that God has got you. I pray this season comes to an end real soon and we can go back to our normal lives, but while we're at it, let's make the best of it, and I pray God bless and keep all of us. Amen.
Thank you, Victoria, for your time, and stay safe. This has been Travel Base, today's edition giving you insight into the lives of our guests based in Germany and Canada about their lockdown experience. Thank you for joining me today. Follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram at Travel Base GH. Onto our travel code today, it says, stay home, travel later. I'm JJD and this has been Travel Base.